Okay, whenever you're ready.
All right. Hi, I'm Penny Halverson, and you probably have heard about me before because I'm Guff's mom. And I have a little story to tell you about Guff, how he got his name. You know how he got the name Guff? I started calling him Guff. Well, it was because somebody in school, one of the teachers, called him by the wrong name, and it stuck. So then they started calling him Guff. So that's how he got the name Guff. Just a little trivia for you. But anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my life. I grew up in Kelliher, a little bit, 90 miles or so south of here, and until I moved up here, and then I worked at Marvin's for 32 years, and then I got tired of that, and I quit, and then I went to work at LSS, and I've been there 6 years now, and now I'm semi-retired. And I'm finding things to do as hobbies. I used to do cross stitching, but these old eyes don't cross stitch so well anymore. And my hands get crampy, so wearing that little fine needle don't work so good on me. So I tried to find other things. I did some computer stuff, but you know when you're doing computer stuff, you run out of energy. You have to buy stuff. And then either that or you get to the end of your game and then you gotta find something else to play. So I was pretty excited when I started thinking about these adult coloring things. I've always loved to color. My sister and I, when we were kids, we used to color a lot. And then we'd mostly animals, and we'd cut out little animal pictures, and we'd play games and stuff with those and make zoos or whatever kind of animals they were. And then I had boys, and I thought, oh good, we'll do some coloring. No, boys don't like to color. What they like to do is play with trucks and action figures. So then later on in life, I had a granddaughter, and I thought, oh good, a little girl. She'll like to color. No, she likes cards and playing with action figures. And she liked games, but she did not really color much. So when I saw the fad come around with adult coloring, I got really excited. So I went and bought a book, and these were some of the first ones that came out, and this one was all just patterns. But the fun thing about patterns is you can use whatever colors you like. You can use any combinations you like. Now personally, I kind of like patterns that are, well, this one's just kind of random dots. But I like patterns that are even. I really don't like swirls and twirls and different kinds, but I like the kind of patterns that are even. But you can use any color combinations. You can get creative. You can use dark colors, light colors, whatever you like. These are just a few of the ones I really like. These kind of little intricate little ones like that. Those are fun for me. I enjoy doing those. And that's just another one of the color combinations of patterns I had. And that's another one. And I mean, these are just, you can be so creative with your own choices of how you like to do things with those. And I found that it's really helps me to stay focused when I'm like watching TV. I've never been one to just watch TV. I can't stand to just sit and watch TV. So I've got to do something. I used to read a lot, but even reading, it's hard on these old eyes. I can only read a little bit at a time, and when I do, and most of the time when I read now, I try to read just the Bible, and it's not much fun to try to concentrate on the Bible and TV at the same time, so it's not a good idea. So I don't read much when I'm watching TV anymore. And now, and the cross stitch thing we talked about already, it's just too hard to focus on that. And so coloring while watching TV, and it focuses you from the day. Like if your day has just been crazy day, it's nice to go home and it brings you kind of into a focus and it relaxes you. And then, well anyway, I started with the pattern one. We'll go back to where I started coloring. And then my son and his daughter bought me a book called The Secret Garden. And that for Christmas one year. And this one was really fun. This is really one I think a lot of people could get into. And you can see how, I don't know if you can see this very good, but this is how really pretty the colors come out, and it's a really intricate picture. And it's full of little creatures and critters. You get all kinds of critters in there. You get kind of mazes. There's some mazes in there. You can even get bugs. See, guys? We've got bugs in there. So you can color bugs if you want to. And there is, let's see, that's another one of just all kinds of little intricate details. And then there's a maze. See, they even have mazes where you go through the maze, you color the maze and then go through it. And throughout the whole book, it's kind of got a little story, because I'll show you a different one, because that one's kind of got ripped up during my coloring. But this one has, it's called The Enchanted Forest, and I just love this lady, this Joanna Bradford, I believe is her name, that did these, because she makes a kind of a interesting story to go along with it. And then you have little critters to look for during your coloring phase. When you're getting ready to color at each picture, it tells you different creatures to look for. And then this one even has a little map to go along with it, so that's kind of cool. And then you start the coloring process, and each page has kind of a little story that adds to the book. And at the end, there's the big reveal. What is hiding in the enchanted jungle? Or forest. This one's a forest. And I don't know if I'll reveal that or not. Maybe you want to buy a book and try it. But it's right in there. But that's the end of this. Then it kind of accumulates with that. So then as I was continuing with my coloring, I went to the Christian bookstore and I found these ones with scripture on them and patterns, and those are fun. And these are just a few of the ones that I did. There's a whole book, and see, I love to do the ones with the words on there. Those are fun. Easy, quick. It doesn't take a lot of concentration to do those. You just get to color them in and enjoy the scripture at the same time. That one's a little more intricate. They got little designs on the words as you go. And that's some more. That one's just got some pretty flowers and then some design. And then, if you were more into people, there's some with people on it. So little kids. And it's got little inspirational things too. Just living is not enough. One must have sunshine, freedom, and a little flower. See, a little boy doing that. And then there's one, all that we behold is full of blessings. A little girl looking at her little animals. And these are just very inspirational. Life has a heart. Love people. Change the world. There's some owls for you all lovers out there. And a little girl who's got a chair full of bowlies. I thought that was kind of cute. And then a little bunny. Well, then I tried something different, and I don't think I'll do this one again, because it was a daily calendar. And I thought, oh, that'll be fun to do daily. Except, you know what? They're little ones, and I thought, oh, that would be nice, one little thing every day. But these are very intricate. And it doesn't take long to get behind. And if you're like me, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I like to get it done. So I probably won't do this one again, this daily calendar. But if you're one that likes to take that every day and it doesn't bother you if you fall behind a little bit, I've been working ahead now because I'm trying to keep ahead of it. But this one I used gel pens in, and I don't know if you can see how kind of glittery it is. That was done with gel pens. The other ones, a lot of these were done with the markers, Sharpies. And I like them because they're vivid, but they bleed through, so some things you cannot use them on. And that's just another gel pen one with just a pattern on it. And that's just some different ones. Fish. Pretty flower. I'm learning to do a little of the shading and blending of colors a little bit. See, you get creative when you start doing this. Got an elephant. And we have shoes, for anybody who likes shoes. More patterns. And then we have more patterns. Now you see how this can get kind of time consuming every day? Doesn't work too good sometimes. Another pattern. seen. And strawberries. And let's see, one of my favorites. It's a little froggy. There we go. That's one of my favorites. Isn't that pretty? All right. So, well, that's a lot of the things that I've done. They have seasonal ones. I've done a few Christmas ones. I had 2 books I think I did at Christmas. Some of them dribbled over into New Year's, and this was probably my favorite one. The words with all the Christmas tree made up with all the different language words of how to say Merry Christmas in all different languages. That was probably one of my favorites to do in this. And they had like a design with just little pine trees and birdies, big ornament, another just a old-fashioned Christmas tree, and there was many. We had Santas and reindeers and all kinds of stuff, but I'm not going to show all that. And then if you're really wanting to do some real cute little things, these are some little just bless people cards. This one is just grace and peace be yours in abundance. Something you can do real quick and just maybe give to a friend, or where they might enjoy a little personal gift that you colored. And I found those, and they're fun to do. And they're easy, quick, hard cardboard, so they aren't going to bend or bleed through. You can use any kind of stuff you want to on them. And they're just lots of little thinking of you stuff there. And I enjoy doing those. Those are fun. And then the other day I found a book that's bigger cards. I haven't even looked at those yet, but this has got Christmas cards and birthday cards and all kinds of stuff like that. And at the end, they have a template for an envelope, so you can even make your own envelope if you want to. So, and the final one that I'm really excited about, now this one really excites me. Color by number. Yay! I haven't done a color by number since I was a kid. I'm excited to start that one. I'll probably start that one when I'm done with my Enchanted Forest. So that one's kind of exciting. And so that's kind of what I've started to do with the coloring. I just encourage people, enjoy the coloring. It's stress relieving. And if you want something more, there's Harry Potter. I've seen those. I've seen superheroes. I've seen comic books. I've seen just about any kind of coloring book you can imagine. So whatever your interest is, you can use it. And as far as the pens and things go, the colored pencils are the best for variety. I mean, you can get all kinds. This is purple. I divide all mine up into colors, so I'm kind of color coordinated. So I'm looking for a purple. I can go to the purple package and look for different shades of purple. I did divide up all my colors. But these are the best ones for variety. If you have a lot of different shadings and colors, that's the best. You're not going to get the vivid colors that you get with a marker, but you get the more variety. And if you put a little elbow grease into it, they do get nice and dark, and you can have some nice coloring going on there. The gel pens, I got them, but I'm not a big fan. It maybe for highlighting different areas on a picture, but if you do it all in gel, it kind of overwhelms the picture and it doesn't really show up as well as I like. That's my personal thing. Some people probably love them. And then, of course, the Sharpies, which are my favorite, but again, they bleed through, so if they're double-sided, you can't use that on a double-sided book. And you got to make sure you put something between them so they don't wreck the next page. And you don't have as big a variety because there isn't that many colors to use from. I mean, I found some, but they're not that many. And then there's the flared felt tips, which are good for little areas like a flower stem or something like that, but big areas, they don't work well. So I just thought I'd leave that with you. And next time, probably in another month or so, I'm going to do another video. And it's going to be all about some old special board games that we have played as family, that maybe some vintage ones that maybe you can't even find anymore, but we enjoy doing at home, and just to get involved in doing things together. I just think that's a fun thing, and I've had some unique ones that I'd like to share. So that's it for today.